Hello and welcome to the Body on YouTube channel for another tutorial episode. Hi guys, my name is Jazz and I'm the founder of Body on Studios. We are going through a couple of steps or a couple of foundational movements that we often get asked. Now today we're going through the hip isolation. So oftentimes we hear the word isolation. Isolation essentially means moving a certain part of your body without the other part of your body moving. Sounds confusing, but essentially moving just your hips without moving your upper body at the same time, because oftentimes what ends up happening is this, which is still good, still dancing, still part of it. However, if we want to really hone in on our skill, really sharpen that saw, then essentially what we want to learn is how do we move only one part of the body without anything else. So if you take just a video of this part, doesn't look like I'm moving my hips, right? So that's essentially what we want to be able to attain. Now this movement kind of comes from some belly dance. It has a little bit of belly dance backing, but again, it's very universal in terms of dance. So what we're going to do, hip width distance apart, you're always going to have a soft bend in your knees, okay? So very slight bend. Now when I say that, sometimes everyone goes here. That's too soft of a bend. We want to keep the bend just very soft, whereby you're not locking. This is locking of the knee. We want to just release that a little bit. So it could be as soft as that, but I know my knees are not locked essentially, okay? So in this motion, when you're here, this position rather, what you're going to do is you're going to think about your hips moving to the right and to the left, okay? So you might need to, when you're starting off, to be a little bit lower in your knees, or a little bit deeper rather in that position, just so that you can really understand how to engage and move your hips. Now if you're in this position, you won't be able to, as you can see, the body doesn't allow you to do those movements. So you have to be in this knee bend position to be able to push. Think about pushing one hip up. Okay, what did I do? If you notice, I lengthened or straightened rather my right leg, and I've kind of pushed my right hip out, okay? And then what I'm going to do now is shift that, and you can kind of see that my hip goes in a small kind of like a U shape, and I do it on the other side. And I'm going to go again. Now while you are making and doing this motion, okay, as you can see, I'm not bobbing up and down, okay? So I'm not going up and down while doing this, okay? I am deep in my knees, and I'm only focusing on the motion of my hip. Slowly to the left, slowly just transitioning and straightening the knee to the right, slowly again, and here, okay? So that is the way that this motion and the hip isolation starts. Now if it feels weird, that's good. That means we're learning, and the body is learning something that it hasn't learned before, okay? So it's always a good thing if it feels a little bit odd, okay? So as we're doing this, now while we're doing this, we want to do two things. We want to make sure that the shoulders are not compensating in any way. So when my hip is going, I'm not doing this. I'm keeping my shoulders square. Only thing that's happening is my hip is moving, okay? I know, it can be really challenging, I know. Okay, but again, do this in front of a mirror. I always say that. Try and do it in front of a mirror so you can understand what your body is doing and how your body is reacting to this new movement that you're trying to teach it. So again, knees bent, hip going to the right. That means an extension of the knee on the right. To the left, extension of the knee on the left, and so on and so forth. Now, as we get that motion, this is what it will look like. Looks a little bit weird, but nothing else is moving. You can put a book on your head. Oftentimes people say that, but it's okay, you don't have to. So this motion, and then slowly we can go into this motion, and then we can eventually get into a belly dance kind of a movement. But that's essentially how your hips can get that range of motion. You can isolate your hips. Another movement that we can also do is a forward and back tilt. Again, this is really just to be able to engage and kind of loosen your hips a little bit more. So we did right and left, right? And I'm just going to briefly show you forward and back. So it looks a little bit, I always get comments in my class, but that's okay. We're just gonna do a little bit of that. We're going to go forward, but you're going to squeeze, tuck in your hips, or glutes rather, and then we're going to push it out. Again, if you notice, soft bend in your knees, forward and back. So this motion is really good exercise as well. It's really good for activating your glutes, kind of waking up this area while you're doing that. But usually in dance, we do a lot of side, salsa kind of a feel as well, or like a belly dance kind of a feel, or a tumka, which is also coming up in one of our YouTube tutorial videos. But I wish you again all the very best. Remember to be kind to yourself as you are learning foundational movements and exploring your body. But I wish you all the best. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.